What's up, guys? It's Fantastic Films here today reviewing a very underrated film from last year, Passengers. Now, before I start this review, this is going to be a new segment I do every once in a while being called Underrated Films. These are films that are either panned by critics or hated by the public that I personally enjoy, or I think they're very underrated. The only other one I've done so far is Waterworld, so this is the second entry, but I wasn't really thinking about this segment when I did Waterworld, so this is like the first official one, but second, so you get the idea. Passengers is directed by Morton Tyldum, a Norwegian director, and stars Chris Pratt, Jennifer Lawrence, Michael Sheen, Lawrence Fishburne, and Andy Garcia in this space epic. Now, when I saw the trailers for this film, I thought it looked like a big sci-fi action CGI fest spectacle that I'd seen before. Nothing really that original. Then after seeing the film, I realized that they marketed the movie entirely wrong. For the first and second act of this film, this is much more a love story and a what would you do scenario than an action movie, and I'll get into that later. The basic plot of this movie is that in the future, things have gone really wrong on Earth, so we moved everybody to a new planet. Now, when we move everybody to a new planet, we move them in this huge ship, and we put them all into hibernation sleep, and they're scheduled to wake up once we reach the planet. The catch is that we don't reach the planet for over 100 years. So when Chris Pratt accidentally wakes up a little early due to a malfunction in the ship, he still has 90 years left to go before they reach the planet. Now, I'm not going to say anything else so I don't end up spoiling this film, but all I can really say is I was extremely intrigued by the first and second act. I loved it, and it was a very interesting concept that they created. Then they take a certain turn for the third act, a certain decision that they make, and to me, I've seen this film twice, and it always feels a little bit tacked on. I feel if they had stayed on the track that they were going with this film, it would have been great. And it still is great overall, but the third act is definitely lacking in my opinion. Now, this film was incredibly, unnecessarily hated on by critics, and currently has a 31% on Rotten Tomatoes. Even my favorite movie reviewer of all time, Chris Stuckman, didn't like this film and said it was very unoriginal and bland. I think this film gets much more hate than it deserves, and similar to Waterworld, the first and second act are great, and then after that, it just goes a little downhill. Now looking at the Blu-ray, this is a really nice looking Blu-ray. This is the Target exclusive edition, so I got this at Target, and it comes with a bonus disc. We'll get into that later. The slipcover, though, was very nice. I love how they kept the original poster design, and the two faces on top, and then on the bottom they have the ship, the beautiful space graphics around it. This is a very nice looking movie, and there's barely any difference between the slipcover and the regular Blu-ray. Moving on to the back, this is the back of the slipcover and the back of the Blu-ray. They pretty much look exactly identical. Only difference is that the slipcover doesn't have all the information about the cast, all the stuff that I really care about, and the regular Blu-ray does. Now moving on to the inside of the Blu-ray packaging, we have our disc and our bonus disc. Now the main disc is on the right, and it says Passengers. It's a really nice design of all the pods. I really like how they took the extra time to really go into that and show it off. And the bonus disc is also Blu-ray, which is really cool, and I watched that. It's incredible. It's this really cool documentary about how they made this film. It's basically a bunch of bonus features, but it's really cool, and it's Blu-ray. You know, most of the time the bonus disc is usually like a DVD or something, but this is Blu-ray, and the design on the disc is also really cool too. It's not just the lame, Passengers and then a blank disc. I hate when they do that. It's so lazy. And that is the last look at the Blu-ray when it's all put back together, slipcover on it and all. Everything looks great. Guys, thank you so much for watching this review of Passengers. Let me know what you thought of this segment, this new thing I'm doing. Thoughts and comments, advice, just put them all in the comments down below. I always read your comments. I always reply to your comments. And if you like what you see here, drop a like and subscribe. That way I can see you next time. Peace.